As Dracula begins turn 2, it is now dusk. For Dracula's next movement, we'll go to Nuremberg. This is a fine move following the road. It's another smaller city, I believe. And we've chosen the card from the deck and we'll put that on the track. So we'll move Paris down, Strasbourg. Here is his current location. And now it's time to place an encounter. Here are the encounter tiles I can choose from. Since I do have a Dracula card called something like Relentless Minion, I think I'm going to choose one of these guys. Maybe this guy with the rifle here. Looks like he's got a rifle and a knife. I think I'm going to place him in this city. Now, one thing though, I think if you look on the map, you see two different shades or two different colors. I believe these minions are stronger when they're over in this part of the country. So this guy is not going to be at full strength, but I guess that's all right. Anyway, we're going to place him up there on the track as a encounter for any hunter that might be coming that way. We've drawn a new tile from the cup there, and this looks like a vampire tile. I kind of forgot what that did. In fact, I may take a quick look and refresh myself with what these others will do. Alright, so here's the back of the rule book. Let's take a look at this first one. This is Saboteur. It looks like it might end the hunter's turn, slow their travel down. This is one of the minions armed with weapons. This one, something called Ambush. And I have to read that one a little closer to see how that works. We've got wolves down here. Looks like they will attack a hunter. New vampire. If it is day, the hunter kills the vampire and this encounter is discarded. If it is night, roll a die. On a 1, 2, 3, the hunter is bitten, unless he shows Dracula that he has a crucifix or heavenly host. On a 4, 5, 6, the vampire escapes, unless the hunter discards a knife or stake from his hand. So this is just going to mess with them, possibly even bite them, I guess. So those are the tiles we have to choose from in the future. Well, here we have our hunter, Lord Godalming. He's going to stay on the trains and try to get close to Paris. He rolls a die and gets a 2. That should take him to Paris. So 1, 2, he's there. So once in Paris, he has a chance to search. He doesn't find an encounter in Paris. Remember, that was where Dracula started, so he doesn't place an encounter there. So he can resupply, and in a large city he can gain 1 event and 1 item if he wants to. Alright, I've drawn a couple of cards. The item card was a rifle. This will be useful in combat. I don't know how effective it is against Dracula, but for maybe some of the wolves and other things it might help. And then this card was not a hunter card, it's a Dracula card, and it's called Trap. So I think Dracula can keep this and play it and get +1 on his combat rolls. So this one goes to Dracula. It doesn't help the hunter, but the hunter gets to keep the rifle. Well, next in order is the good doctor. He is still up there in Manchester, so he's trying to get to a port, perhaps London here. He really doesn't need to worry about whether he takes a train or not. It's just 1 space away. So for his movement, we're just going to put him there. And London is a large city, so he gets the same. He can choose to draw 2 cards. Alright, I've randomly drawn 2 cards for the doctor. The item is a stake. I think this is an excellent weapon to use in combat with Dracula. Dracula needs to stay away from the doctor. And then we do have a hunter card. It is called Excellent Weather. Play this card when you embark to sea during your movement phase. You may make up to 4 sea moves instead of just the normal 1. Well, this is good timing, but I don't know if he necessarily feels a need to make a long sea voyage right now, so he'll probably try to hang on to this. Perhaps it might be of use later, but the stake is definitely going to come into combat should he encounter Dracula head on. Well, here we have Van Helsing, and I wonder if I may need to do a die roll here. Just gonna take a look. Getting to Paris. Not exactly sure. It's kind of that's going to be 1 move, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's going to be 2 moves away. Well, why don't we try some random movement here for Van Helsing? Maybe, obviously he knows that Paris is empty. Dracula is not there. He's somewhere around here. So he's going to take a general move in Dracula's direction. So he might move here, here, or here. Why don't we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's just let the die roll determine. Well, he's going to take the middle path. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go to Zurich. And that is not on Dracula's trail. He's in a small city here, so he can choose an event card. Well, he drew poorly. We've drawn a card that's going to help Dracula. Dracula's Brides. This is an ally. Interesting. While this ally remains in play, your encounter hand size is increased to 7 tokens, so we get another 2 tokens to choose from. If this ally leaves play for any reason, you must immediately discard down to your normal encounter hand size of 5. So Van Helsing slammed the door and we retreated, but I swear I heard jealousy in the creature's voice. Dracula's Brides. Alright, let's I guess we go ahead and do that with Dracula. Alright, I randomly drew 2 more tiles. And I don't know what these do, but let's put them in here. We'll take a look at the rule book and see how we can use them. Well, it looks like one of these is called a hoax. If encountered in Western Europe, the hunter immediately discards all event cards from his hand. If encountered in Eastern Europe, the hunter immediately discards 1 event card of his choice from his hand. Alright, so just kind of messes with the hunters a little bit. And what was this other one? Plague. Well, the hunter gets sick and loses 2 health. Alright, simple enough. Well, now we're down to Mina, and she's trying to head this way as quickly as possible, so she's going to take the train. And she's got 2. So just staying on the rails, that's going to be 1, 2. She's up in Budapest now. And that is a large city. So now she's going to have the option of either taking 2 event cards or 2 item cards. Let's see what she's got in her inventory. These are the tactics cards. They don't count against her stash. We have 2 of those, so she can only take 1 more of these. And she has no items right now. So why don't we take 1 event card and 2 items. We'll see if that helps her out at all. Alright, here we go. She's gotten a hunter card. It's called Reequip. You may discard 1 of your item cards to search the item deck and take any 1 card from it. So you may discard 1 of your item cards. Alright, Reequip. So basically take 1 piece of equipment and change it out for something else. This is a play immediately card, but she doesn't have anything in her stash yet, but whatever these are. So maybe we'll play off of these. A stake, that's good, and a fast horse. A fast horse will allow her 1 extra road movement. So the stake is good. She should keep that. And why don't we, I don't know, why don't we just mess around and change out the fast horse, maybe for something else. So we'll play this re-equip, we'll discard the fast horse and choose something else. Well, Mina already has a stake for fighting the Count Dracula, so why don't we get her a weapon here to fight some of his minions. We'll just go with this pistol, and it says when you use the pistol you get +1 bonus to this combat roll. So maybe that will help her out if she has any tricky encounters later with Dracula's minions. And that will end Mina's turn. So we've finished now this round. We'll get ready to move into the next. Alright everybody, it's getting late for me, but Count Dracula thirsts for blood. So let's see if we can play another round here. Well, as we begin Dracula's turn, we advance the timer. It is now night, twilight. Let's pick it up with the movement phase. It's currently nighttime, so Dracula's a little stronger, a little better capable of handling himself if he runs into a hunter. So I'm going to have him move down here to Munich. Got the card already drawn, and I've picked out an encounter which I will place there. This is the, I believe it was Plague. Bringing some sickness there. Perhaps Dracula has called in the plague carrying rats or something. So that nice little trap is set for any hunter that might come this way. And we need to refill our encounter hand by drawing a replacement tile. And we've got one I haven't drawn before. Looks like a coffin here. I'll have to take a look and see what that does. It says this is desecrated soil. If it's encountered, Dracula draws 1 event card. If the card is a hunter event, it is discarded, otherwise Dracula gets it. Okay, nothing too big there. This one can be matured and become, probably, it might become a little more powerful, but we'll keep that in mind. Desecrated soil. Well, the hunter's turn. We'll start with Lord Godalming. He is in Paris. Well, Lord Godalming knows that Dracula probably hasn't gone out to sea. None of the location cards are marked as sea cards, and Dracula hasn't lost any blood due to sea travel. So he thinks probably Dracula's coming this way somewhat. So let's do a random roll. He's got a number of options here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 4 different cities he could choose to go to and kind of be going in the right way. So why don't we just count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. We'll just re-roll. We got a 1, so he's gonna head up to Brussels, and I'm only gonna have him move 1 space because right now he's lost the trail. He knew Dracula was there in Paris, but now he doesn't know where he is. So a bit of a random move, but kind of in this general direction. So moving there to Brussels, he can pick an event card and an item card. Random draws both of these. This one happens to be a Dracula card, so that's going to go to me as Count Dracula. This is a keep card, Seduction. Play this card when a hunter finds a new vampire encounter at night. Instead of resolving the encounter normally, the new vampire bites the hunter or each member of a hunter group. The new vampire encounter is then returned to your encounter hand, and you discard down to your normal encounter size. That's pretty cool. So that will definitely make one of our vampires stronger. And the item is a knife. So we'll equip that to Lord Godalming. Dr. Seward's move is pretty straightforward. He's going to go by sea to the English Channel, and he's going to prepare to land here. So I think, if I remember the sea movement rules correctly, I think he's just at sea this turn. So that's about all he can do right now. No rest or resupply from that location. There's the guy, Van Helsing. What do we want Van Helsing to do? Here he is. You know, he's got a great chance to find Dracula's trail now. I guess, you know, he might possibly check over here in Geneva, but the other options for him are looking pretty good that he's going to encounter something. So what do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4. He knows Dracula was in the Paris area and could be somewhere around here. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3. I guess I didn't exactly pick that as accurately as I should have. Maybe we should have probably looked and gone 1, 2, 3. I guess that's all he would have had options to go to by road, unless he went all the way down to the south. I guess that's a normal option. Maybe we'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go to Strasbourg. That's recent enough, so we're going to put him there, and we're going to change this over to, let me get one of the green colored beads to indicate that that location is now known. This is a known location of Dracula, and Van Helsing is there. So what happens? He's going to search there, and he's going to have an encounter. Well, once Dr. Van Helsing enters the city, he encounters a unnaturally heavy fog. And it's so thick that he can barely see his hand in front of his face. So this effectively ends Van Helsing's turn. Although Van Helsing did have a card that could counter this encounter, I think he's going to save that for more of a physical battle or something that's going to drain his health. This is not that bad. It slows him down, but at least it doesn't bring his 80-year-old body closer to death. So here we have the fog. Van Helsing's turn is over. We go to Mina next. Well, Mina's got some choices. She's aware now of 2 cities that Dracula was in recently, but she doesn't know his exact location, but she knows it's this way. Probably she would still be open to using the rails, and it looks like we kind of got a choice of going north or south. Why don't we just take a die roll here, and 1, 2, 3 will be to the north, 4, 5, 6 will be south. So she's going to try to go north. Let's see if she can catch a train. And she's got the 2, 3 result. So she's going to take off out of Budapest to Vienna and then up to Prague and stop there. No Dracula, no encounter. She is in a large city, so she can resupply. Alright, using her ability Organized, we've drawn an extra card. She's chosen to go with another item, so I think this may give her too many items. She'll probably have to discard one. But let's go with her event card first. This is a play immediately card. Newspaper reports. Alright, we've had this before. The oldest, leftmost, unrevealed location in Dracula's trail is revealed, unless it is Dracula's location. Interesting. So let's go up here to the trail. And due to newspaper reports, the hunters now know that Dracula has recently been in Nuremberg. So we need to switch that over to a green bead to indicate Dracula has been there and the hunters know it. So they probably have an idea now that he is one move away from Nuremberg. They're getting close. Alright, so that card is used. We'll toss that one. The 2 item cards. A pistol and a rifle. She's already got a pistol in her inventory, so we don't need to double up on that. Might as well take the rifle. We'll add that one to her stash, so we'll toss these 2. Well, there you have it. Another complete turn. Dracula is waiting in Munich, and if anybody goes through Nuremberg, they're going to have an agent there, an agent of Dracula waiting to do battle with them. So they're probably going to try to start closing in on him. They know he's one move away. If somebody makes a lucky roll and finds out, tries to go to Munich, then we're going to have a battle on our hands. So hopefully you'll join me for some more Fury of Dracula. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you later.